Alright, hello, and welcome. Ahem, excuse me. I ate a very saucy burger before this stream. And by saucy, I mean I covered it in maybe more steak sauce than I should have. We don't have any ketchup right now, so I needed to find an alternative. And we have steak sauce, so I used some steak sauce. And I maybe put on more than I should have. It kind of just... There was a point that it just kind of started flowing out of the bottle. Hi, Gage. My brain asked me, what if the first brood were naturally pocket-sized, and I have not known peace for myself. Nidhogg, when he's the size of a hamster. It is certainly an idea to conceive of. What a concept. But hello, Lila, and hello everybody else, and hello various corners of the internet. My name is Gage, aka Acid Shark, and it is Thursday here on the Shark Stream, which means that it's time. Boy, howdy, is it time for some Final Fantasy XIV Stormblood. Oh, what's been going on recently in the world of gaming? I didn't really get a chance to talk a lot about gaming news yesterday when I had Molly on because we were mostly concerned with discussing Hellboy. For good reason. Hello, Kale. Welcome. And hello, Lucas. I gotta clear my throat. FF14 news is tomorrow. Actually, it's Saturday. That the FF14, like the 28th. To be fair, you had a practice PowerPoint presentation. No time for gaming news. I didn't practice. I don't know what you're talking about. Practiced. I didn't practice that. I put it together ahead of time. But I did no practicing prior to that stream. I just kind of went for broke. That's how we do here on the Shark Stream. You put that shit together at least. Yeah, in a day. It's kind of miraculous that I managed to finish it. But yes, we have a live letter this Saturday the 28th at 10:50 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Meaning that for me, it will be past midnight. So I'm probably going to need to learn about a lot of this shit after the fact. So that'll be fun. But we will most certainly be back next week with more news about what was announced during the live letter. If we have any information on excuse me, on 7.1 and what things are going to look like there, and what new hats they'll introduce that Vieira can't wear. Oh, also, probably some more Hildebrand news. Ooh, I'm excited. But there was a Sony State of Play. My family is poisoning me, so I may or may not be around to help with queues. I don't think we've got any queues that we're going to need to worry about today. We don't have a story queue, I think, until Castrum Fluminous. So, Kale, I don't know if they have Boar's Head in Brazil, but I wouldn't be able to comment for sure. What was I saying? We had a couple big gaming announcements recently, including Sony State of Play the other day, where we got a Ghost of Tsushima sequel. I have not played Ghost of Tsushima. I own Ghost of Tsushima. Haven't fucking touched it. Don't know if I will, quite frankly. Everything I have heard about it would seem to suggest it is a very Western person's idea of what a samurai story should be. I'm not 100% certain if I want to be party to that, but a lot of people are upset that the lead VA for Ghosts of Yotai is preemptively blocking people on Twitter who are, and spoiler alert, anybody that she's blocking on Twitter are just absolute fucking chuds, so don't even worry about it. It has to be so exhausting living like that, you know? I saw a post today about people arguing on Steam forums about exactly how woke Space Marine 2 is. I don't even go here. I'm not a Warhammer 40k person. It is so weird the way that these people talk and the way that these people think about the games they're playing. It's so strange. And it's kind of depressing in a way. Like, can you imagine living like that? 40k is one of those fandoms you enjoy without telling a single goddamn person you enjoy it. Not even other 40k players, especially not other 40k players. The only thing I know about Warhammer 40k is that all of the orcs' technology is powered by the magic of make-believe, and I appreciate that. What was I getting at? Yeah, it has to be exhausting, you know? Like, just, oh, there's a major character in this game that isn't a white man. It's woke. I can never touch this franchise again. It's just like, what's wrong with you? Calm down. That's neither here nor there. Remaster of Soul Reaver, which I'm very interested in, personally. I never got a chance to play those games when I was a kid, but they look fucking cool. So, you know, I would like to. I would like to give it a try. I gotta make a gross noise real quick. 1 second. Oh my god, there was so much fucking Sonic news. There was so much Sonic news. Oh my god. Bio Lizard Lego set. There, we got a trailer for Sonic X Shadow Generations, and it looks so fucking cool. It's so weird looking at the story trailer for Sonic X Shadow Generations and comparing it to just like how bare bones the plot of Sonic Generations itself is, where it's just like, yeah, this is just an excuse to like have modern and classic Sonic and redo a bunch of these levels, and it's just like Shadow is being haunted by the alien warlord that helped create him, whose blood he shares, and he's being tormented with visions of his past and people and loved ones that he lost. Like, fucking what? It's buck wild. I'm so excited. We got the first episode of Dark Beginnings, which, Jesus fucking Christ! Holy shit, Dark Beginnings! Ah! What the hell? There's so much happening. There's so much happening. And there's only going to be more as time goes on. There's going to be a Keanu Reeves movie Shadow, like, texture and voice pack for Sonic X Shadow Generations. I fucking love Shadow. I'm so glad there's no cringe. They are so immune to cringe. Kirk Thornton, solid job in Dark Beginning. I'm always worried about Kirk Thornton's Shadow because he's not my favorite Shadow voice. I don't know what it is specifically about his voice. I've spoken with this previously about how, like, my favorite, I think I've spoken about this previously. Personally, my favorite Shadow voice is Jason Griffith. I think he does a solid turn as the character. I don't hate Kirk Thornton's Shadow voice, but it's not my favorite, honestly. Also, Ian Flynn's writing the Shadow Generation story, I think. I know he wrote the short. It wouldn't shock me, just given everything we've seen so far. Ian Flynn has such a fucking, like... Oh my god. That man's ability to just, like... pull all of the lore shit that you personally forgot about and make it all work is unfucking paralleled. If you've ever read his Archie Sonic run, goddamn, he brings up stuff that nobody has talked about in like 10 years in that fucking comic. It's wild. We should probably get started. So here we are. Our amigo. And we have been summoned by the Sultana. Hi, Alvod. Gage, is very important to note. It's not just pulling up old things nobody's heard about. It's making a damn fantastic story out of it. Oh, okay, game starting. Sonic is banned. I mean, you're correct. And like I said, it is pulling that shit up and then making it work. Like, goddamn, he fucking ties Mina Mongoose's speed, Mighty the Armadillo's strength, and everything into Mammoth fucking Mogul of all characters. Like, of all the fucking people that he could bring up like this, it's just Mammoth goddamn Mogul. And he turns him into actually kind of an intimidating villain, when before he was just a dude whose entire, like, purpose of being there was to get beaten up by an uncomfortably jacked Tails one day. It's so weird. I fucking love the Archie Sonic comics. They're so goddamn weird. In case you're wondering, I'm not planning on staying in Alamigo. Too many bad memories. And besides, I like my new life. Yeah, right. I know he could learn so much from Raubon if he decided to stay, but it's his choice, and I'm not about to try and persuade him. Ul'dah needs him too. You gotta get out of here, little guy. You're not supposed to be here. Alvino's thoughts appear to have turned from adventure to administration. Well, the question of how to put the Mad King's treasures to good use shows no sign of answering itself. Shall we be about it, Arenbald? I'm at your beck and call. Okay. And I should be getting back to my own tasks. I'll organize a squad to head down into the ruins and then start preparing for the big meeting. Oh, send Nanamo my regards, Igeld. Scree is also banned. And ours too, if you please. We shall see you on your return. Alright, bye everybody. The thing that I am particularly excited about that we have gotten scrumblings about is that on Sunday... Oh, hold on, what am I doing? On Sunday, there is due to be some kind of announcement regarding the Ace Attorney series. And I don't know if I've talked about this previously, but I have been going absolutely ham on the Ace Attorney games as of late. Played through the entirety of the original trilogy. And this is physical Switch copies. Original trilogy, Apollo Justice trilogy, just finished Great Ace Attorney today, and started in on Ace Attorney Investigations. So I am incredibly excited for whatever it is that they are about to fucking chokeslam us with. Because apparently, all this time, they have been working on Ace Attorney 7. Hi, Bartholomew. You're expected, my lady. Please proceed. Yeah, alright. Is this cutscene voiced? I could use a break. I know I just started, but I could already use a break.
I thank you for answering my summons in these most interesting times.
Thank goodness.
You have been busy.
You can say that again. Nanamo, it's been
The
too long.
liberation
Last
of
time I saw you, you
Alameda
were
will have
dead.
far-reaching consequences, and there is a matter upon which I would seek your counsel. I speak of Rauban and his future. All know the tale of his rise from penniless refugee to member of the Syndicate and General of the Immortal Flames. Yet though he has come to call Uldar home, it will never be his homeland. He is a son of Alamigo. And now that she is free, I thought it only a matter of time before he sought my leave to return to her. Indeed, I had resigned myself to his loss.
To clarify, you do see her again after you wake her from her coma, when you do the joint drills with the Eorzean Alliance. But that's not as funny.
Suffice it to say, I was greatly surprised to hear him speak so lightly of handing over the reins in Alamigo and retaking his place at my side. I will welcome him with open arms, of course. He is my most trusted advisor and my dearest friend. But I have known the man a long time, and beneath that steely gaze, I spied a flicker of doubt. Whether Rauban chooses to remain in Uldar or return to Alamigo, I only wish that he do so with a heart unburdened by guilt or regret. Yet, how can he freely make such a choice, knowing how much I depend on him? It is past time that I learned to discharge my duties as a sultana alone. I must go forth and see my realm with my own eyes, and hear the wind with my own ears.
Remember when she was going to dissolve the Syndicate? That was a nice thought.
Might I have your company for a brief adventure?
Okay, so this is something that, like, I know a lot of people talk about with regards to kind of, like, early Final Fantasy XIV's kind of attitude towards, like, government structures. And how, like, to this day, Ul'dah is run by just capitalists whose the only thing that's really holding them back from just outright exploiting everybody is either A, the implication that exploiting everybody more than they already are would result in them potentially getting less money, or specifically in the case of Lolorito, getting cut in fucking half by Rauban. at a moment's notice. And it's just like, is there a part of me that kind of wishes that Nanamo had gone ahead with the whole, like, I'm going to go ahead and abdicate the throne and dissolve the Syndicate stuff? There's a level at which I can look at that and think, like, well, if she does that and she doesn't have any plan... Because, like, the main thing is she didn't really have a plan for what to do after that. Like, the specific reason that she brings it up to you at the end of A Realm Reborn in the cutscene is because just like, hey, when I do this, shit's gonna go wild. I need you to be there to help Rauban. Indicating that she didn't have a fucking plan for what would happen after that. She was just like, maybe this will all turn out fine. Which is, admittedly, kind of naive. Like, Nanamo, however the emphasis goes on your syllables. I have a question about your Realm Reborn plan. What were you planning to do if somebody worse came to power? Important question. What if somebody worse than Teleji Adeleji had taken the reins instead? Someone worse nearly... Almost. And then, you know, he got bisected. But, like that's the whole thing where it's just like, hey, what was your plan? And the fact of the matter is she didn't have one. So, like, I think a lot of people look back on that with just like, oh, she should have gone through with this. And it's just like, on paper, yes. This is a combination of a monarchy as well as a society ruled entirely by capitalism built off the exploits of others. And they treat it like a good thing. Like, just like, oh, anybody can become powerful in Ul'dah. It's just like, can they, though? Raubon had to fight for his life for years, you guys. But at the same time, it's just like, if she were to have just dissolved the Syndicate carte blanche, there's nothing stopping something worse from popping up if she didn't have a plan for what came after. And she didn't. I think this patch does a lot of repairing to ARR's ending. Like, I want to go ahead and just kind of clarify something here. I'm not saying, like, this is a genuine character flaw for Nanamo, circa Realm Reborn. I don't think it's bad that she didn't have a plan. I think it is entirely in character for her to have made that decision and not given any thought to what would have come after. Not out of carelessness, but out of naivete. Just a naivete that, like, if she cuts off the head of this particular snake, like, everything will turn out fine. Not really paying attention to the fact that there are several other snakes in the vicinity. It's time to make D&D character now. Hello, Opal. I made a D&D character. Oh, okay. I visually designed a D&D character. I haven't put together a character sheet at all. I don't even know what class she's going to be yet. Let me qualify while moms are doing things. Nanamo has those flaws, yes, 100%, and always has had them. If you don't pick up on that, then it's like, ugh, why not win? Yeah.
Wonderful. Allow me a moment to change into something a touch less conspicuous, and I will join you outside.
Or like, ugh, why didn't we just kill Lolorito in Heavensward? For the record, I still think we should have killed Lolorito. But I will settle for him being so... I will settle for him having the piss scared out of him by the fact that Raubon cut Teleji in half with a single sword stroke and just constantly looking over his shoulder for the rest of his life. But Nanamo Nanamo's attitude now seems to be more along the lines of, I recognize that I did not have a plan for when I was planning to dissolve the monarchy, and rather than continue forward with that at this time, I'm going to do whatever I can with the power that I do have to make things better. There's a side quest in one of these patches where he's going out of his way to hire from Pearl Lane, explicitly not exploiting them, and none of the beggars fucking trust him for it. That is absolutely hilarious. I love scared shitless Lolorito. Speak with Nanamo outside of the quicksand. I just think it's an important thing to bring up, honestly, because I feel like it's one of those things that like people point to. It's just like, oh, this is they're cowards for not following through with this. It's just like, not really if you think about it for more than 2 fucking seconds. I'd hate him completely, but he gave us Hancock, and I do like Hancock. Lila does enjoy hand penis. Sorry. I have to make that joke at least once if his name comes up. Ah. Nanamo in the low-level gear. Perchance you remember Lilira, the merchant's daughter. This is my persona, I assume, when I venture beyond the palace walls to observe my subjects unnoticed. This is my beggar sona. Do you like it? I have commissioned several artists. Nanamo, don't go to the quicksands. You'll stick to the floor. Only on Balmung. Anyway. Ordinarily, Papa Shan would accompany me, but for this particular outing, I need an advisor, not a minder. And that is why I requested your company. Over the course of your many adventures, you have met people from all walks of life in every corner of Eorzea, and I would make use of your worldly experience. Now, let us be on our way. Our first destination is Stone's Throw, just beyond the Gate of Nald. Sorry, I am looking at Twitter. Excuse me. Da 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 da. Do we have anything more appropriate for you? Right. Oh, here we go. Yeah, that works. That's the wrong button. Hold on. There we go. Yo, this basin's spineless. Oh, she's right over here. Never mind. Yo, this hornet huge. My chocobo did most of the work there. Look upon this procession of tattered tents. These refugees camp in squalor, at the mercy of the elements and Thanalan's predators both. The city's mighty walls offer safety, but the streets overflow with people as it is, and unless blessed by the hand of Nald himself, no refugee could ever hope to afford a dwelling in Uldar. 20 years have passed since the fall of Alamigo, and 5 since the calamity, yet the plight of the poor has grown more desperate, not less. As Sultana, the blame falls upon me. Your hands have been tied, Your Grace. Yes, my authority is limited. That is an obstacle I must work to overcome. Shall we press on? I would follow the road to the unholy air. Here we'll go. Na 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 na. There's no music playing right now, and it's kind of eerie. I'm really excited to get into Ace Attorney Investigations. I want to say it's like maybe the game I know the least. Well, I mean, by default, it's the game I know the least about now, considering I've played all the other ones. Well, no, that's not true. I haven't played Ace Attorney versus Professor Layton. Hey, girl, hey. It was here, in this wholly unremarkable place, that my mother and father met their doom. I was but a child at the time. My parents were returning from an inspection of our interests in eastern Thanalan when an untimely rock slide crushed their carriage. To this day, it is not certain if the incident was simple misfortune or an expertly planned assassination. Raubon once offered to reopen the investigation and bring me the truth he assumed I must surely crave, but I refused. Even if my parents' deaths were orchestrated by the monetarists, we could only have brought their hirelings to justice. The true villains, those who plotted to put me on the throne as a biddable puppet, were ever beyond our reach. Thus did I plan to strip the merchants of their power and place our nation in the hands of its citizens, quite unaware of the consequences of my actions. Consequences my actions would have for you and yours. I shudder to think how many goodly souls paid the price of my naivete. But I am no longer a child reciting words with witless obedience, and I will not be used as a pawn in the monetarist's damnable games. Forgive me my outburst. You're one of the few people to whom I feel I can speak my mind. Come, let us return to Uldar and visit the Colosseum. I saw a post today that was talking about how, like, I guess for some people that play FF14, there are, I don't know who has this misconception, but apparently amongst the people who play FF14, there is still a misconception amongst a sizable enough group that that Lalafell are, like, childlike in terms of their demeanor. And the post was basically like, listen, at this point in the game, there really isn't any excuse for you still thinking this, but there's definitely way less of an excuse if your starter city was Ul'dah. And it's just like, that's true. Because as anybody who knows, who started in Ul'dah knows, Lalafell are shifty bastards. I still sometimes wonder if there's anybody out there who has like a huge misconception of what Lalafell actually look like, because all they've ever seen are screenshots that use mods for Lalafell. You know the ones I'm talking about. Anyone who started in Ul'dah knows. Fuck them short bastards. Never forget the healer Lalafell of the Warriors of Darkness wanted to bleep bleep Ardbert. She did want to fuck Ardbert. It's true. Don't say that, though. As far as we know right now, his name is Ardbert. Wait, where the fuck am I going? I went the wrong way. Hold on. From the moment I became Sultana, I found myself thrust into an endless parade of document signing and ceremonies. For years I simply signed where I was told to sign, and sat where I was told to sit, blissfully oblivious to what any of it meant. Yet one good thing did come from that What the fuck word is this? Ignominious? How is that O pronounced? Hey, can I get some help over here? Can I get some? Yeah, right here in the script. Can you show them on the prompter where the word I'm having trouble is, please? That one right there. Is that a long O or a short O? The fuck do you mean? Check Google. What are you? Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay, hold on. Hold on.
Ignominious.
Why does the Google pronunciation voice sound like that? Why is it sexy? I don't understand. One more time? I was distracted.
Ignominious.
Okay, I can't get over that voice. Why is it so ignominious? What is that? I mean, I guess I know how to pronounce it now. Clearly. But why does it sound like that? What a fucking world we live in. Okay. I'm gonna start from the beginning of that line. Yet one good thing did come from that ignominious chapter in my life. For it was during an official visit to the Colosseum that I first met Rauban. The match I had been invited to attend was not at all what I expected. They had pitted the Bull of Alamigo against some dozen or so rival gladiators. Blinkered though I was, I would not stand for so obvious an injustice, and demanded to see a fair fight, one man against another, and my royal wish was duly granted. It was not until later that I learned of the gambling ring which had arranged for Rauban to die on the sands that day. Regardless, my intervention meant that Rauban had but a single opponent to dispatch, which he duly did. And when he knelt before me to receive the winner's purse, he swore that he would one day offer me his blade in service. God, this is a lot of dialogue. It may not sound like it, but this voice is actually kind of hard on the throat, if you can believe it. Surrounded as I was by liars and manipulators, I confess I dismissed it as a pleasant piece of theatre. But as you know, Rauban is a man of his word. Though it took him another 5 years of fighting on the blood sands, he amassed a fortune so great as to buy not only his freedom, but a seat on the syndicate. And then I had my blade. Oh God, okay. Jesus Christ. Ooh. Oof, ouch, my echo. Very embarrassing camera angle showing off that man's thong. The victory fanfare is really good.
Your Grace, you mustn't! The danger is too great!
There she fucking goes!
I beg of you!
Look at her go!
It seems you're the one who needs looking after, Master Chef. Rauban!
Your Grace,
That's adorable. I love that.
the promise made.
So you have, and in turn, so too shall I keep mine. With your winnings, you have become one of the 6 most wealthy souls in all Uldar, and so, as tradition dictates, Rauban Aldin, you have earned yourself a seat on the Syndicate. May your new station garner you still greater glories.
I am honored, Your Grace, and vow to serve with every fiber of my being from this day till my last. Long live the Sultana, and long live Uldar!
That was adorable. I'll never forget the day I saw Raoban kill a bunch of dudes. It was sick as fuck. This clearly won't awaken anything in me, said everyone present. Cannot be fucking stopped. Her dress always made me laugh. Teehee, I'm bouncing off the corpses of the dead. She's a fucking bell. Oh no, wait, they're not dead. Teehee, I'm humiliating the losers of this match. I love every shot of Nanamo perching on his arm. It's very good. Why are you looking at me like that? Words cannot well express what that man means to me. There are others who care deeply for my well-being, of course. Papa Shan's love for me is as that of a grandsire for his grandchild. But upon matters of governance, I cannot turn to bodyguards and maidservants for counsel. Raoban, with the authority of his syndicate position, was the first sword I could wield. His was the only edge which could cut the strings that bound me. Na 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 na. Nanamo seems lost in thoughts of the past. We must make haste. My absence will not go unnoticed by the Sultan Spawn for long, and there are other places I would visit. To the Arzaneth ossuary. Dibbidabow. Dibbidabow. Hold on. No. Oh yeah, we want the hip hop. Alright. Really, Nanamo, you do not have to worry about the Sultan Sword. Yeah, it's cool. I think technically at this point I'm one, maybe? I don't know. I don't know how Paladin works. I just hit things with the sword. Janlen's too busy whinging to catch you. I regret to inform you the Paladins don't know how Paladins work. Yeah, that makes sense. That tracks. Funny sword. When the calamity threatened, Raoban led the Alliance forces into battle on the plains of Cartano, and I remained here. I prayed with all my heart that Archon Louisoix would have the power to rouse the 12. Since that day, I have made a custom of visiting this shrine during each of my little excursions. Here I seek the blessing of Thal, reflect upon my choices, and ask myself if I am fulfilling my duties as Sultana. There's lore in the game that just about every paladin in the game completely ignores because it's so stupid. Yeah? You are rightly celebrated as a champion because you have led the line in 100 battles for the good of Eorzea. In much the same way, I believe the measure of a monarch lies in how she leads her people in times... She leads her people in times of adversity. Hey, wait, how come Thal gets a cool-ass sword here, but not elsewhere? Yeah. If I am to be a sultana worthy of the name, I cannot turn a blind eye to the troubles facing Uldar. I have chosen my path, Aigeld. With Alamigo now freed from imperial chains, I finally see a way to aid the refugees. Okay. Already, many displaced Alamegans seek to begin the long trek home. To facilitate that process, I have made a small contribution, an artisan's school in Rhalga's Reach for any who wish to learn new trades. Realistically, however, it will take years for such training to yield tangible benefits. But we do not have years. These people will need shelter and employment if they are to survive, and this time the Uldan Treasury shall provide. Precisely where and how to allocate the necessary funds is, of course, another question. Might you ask? Why not seek the advice of one who employs refugees? A wise suggestion. Mayhap a visit to the Gold Saucer is in order. Its proprietor is a member of the Syndicate, and he is one of the few who pay refugees a fair wage. Shout out to my man Godbert. I wonder, are you acquainted with Godbert Mandeville? You could say that. I have seen the man half naked on more than one occasion, most of the time against my will. I know that sounds bad, but it's really not as bad as it sounds. Then I need not explain his eccentric nature. No, you really don't. Let us make our way to the landing, and I will see that word is sent to the gold saucer. Godbert should be only too glad to receive us. Twitch chat is not the correct venue for me to yell about how stupid Paladin lore is. Too bad. Do it anyway. Airship landing. I have ridden aboard a public airship before, but this shall be my first visit to the Gold Saucer. I must confess to some excitement. I can't wait to gamble! Eigeld, why is everybody dressed up like rabbits? Very strange. I had heard descriptions of its splendor, yet I never dreamed it would be so bright and inviting. I think this is awakening something in me. A gambling addiction. Also, an NPC that is a paladin also instantly gets a red flag that means there's a chance they die. Alpha fucking paladin, if you aren't the most special paladin, your soul crystal will literally eat you if you try to be a top. What? No, I couldn't possibly. We did not come here to fritter away the royal coin. Godbert will be expecting us. Come, let us head directly to the lounge and ignore these gaudy temptations. I will not stare at anyone's ass, I promise. This is awakening something else in me. Latent bisexuality. Having done level 60 Paladin Quest, this sounds right or fits. The Heavensward Paladin Quest is the stupidest goddamn thing in the game. It is very stupid. I can't wait. I love stupid things. 1 second. I believe this is where we are to meet Lord Mandeville. Shall we sit while we await his coming? It's so stupid that they completely ignored it all for the Stormblood quest. We just went back to the Gladiators Guild. That's probably for the best. Ah, Godbert, you're wearing pants for once. Alright. My apologies, Your Grace. I have kept you waiting. No apologies are necessary, Godbert. My request was sudden, and you were kind to make yourself available at such short notice. He's wearing pants. I haven't even been commenting on Anamo staring at bunny ass. Imposter. Paladin Quest made me too mad to quit. When the intrepid Eigeld Sjork and the Sultana herself come calling, there is no more important engagement. As to the purpose of my visit, I would have your thoughts on how the Crown might best aid the refugees residing in Thanalan. You are aware, I am sure, that many of the Alamigo's displaced sons and daughters long to return to their newly liberated homeland. You are also aware of how they will suffer without shelter and work to sustain them. Clearly we ignore the paladin NPCs and only value the better paladins, the ones not in Eorzea. I would use our nation's wealth to spare them that suffering. What advice have you for me on the matter of how it might be best distributed? The unusual circumstances of our meeting and your Grace's choice of companion would suggest to me a desire for an honest and unvarnished opinion. I shall give you one. My advice to you is, stop. Taxing Uldar's wealth to save Alamigan refugees is a terrible, terrible idea. You oppose my proposition? Most emphatically. I agree with your Grace that the refugees must have housing and employment, but what profit is there for Uldar in this arrangement? There's one good paladin NPC, and he's not even a paladin technically, the dude you helped in the first part of the Heavensward quest.
Prophet, after all you've done for Girabania's displaced, I thought you the very last person to seek to benefit from their misfortune.
Forgive me, your grace, but you appear to be laboring under a misapprehension. It is a fine endeavor to support one's fellow man. I fear, however, that your stance is one born of pity. Your intent is to save the refugees, is it not? For all our potential, we are indolent creatures by nature. If unconditional charity is all we know, then we begin to rely upon it, to expect it. And this is why universal basic income will never work as a political policy. I can't say that with a straight face. This is not Godbert's most shining moment. And then we must consider Uldar's own poor and downtrodden. Should they hear of you spending the nation's coin not to improve their lot, but to nurture the distant citizens of Alamigo, it is unlikely they will applaud your generosity. Which, I mean, is fair. So what you're saying is, we should give everyone money. Surely it is not your grace's intention to foster new resentments, but to spread goodwill.
Uh-huh. Indeed. Then any support I pledge to the refugees must promote self-sufficiency, whilst also serving the interests of the people of Uldar.
I mean, he is part of the syndicate. That's true. Hello, wife. Exactly so! Such an arrangement will create a far more equitable relationship with the returning Alamegans, even as it generates the revenue required to win the approval of your subjects! Was that part of the cutscene, or was that just really well timed with her head tilt? I choose to believe that this is Godbert playing devil's advocate to give her an idea that the rest of the syndicate will buy in on. Fair. He does own the gold saucer, though. It's time for a gate, so it's just well timed. Okay.
You have given me much to ponder, Lord Mandeville. Thank you for your candor.
Okay. I forgot that they put him in pants for this cutscene. It's so out of character. It's weird. It makes me uncomfortable.
Prophet. The thought never even crossed my mind. But standing about lamenting my naivete will not do anyone any good. I shall consider my lesson learned and press on.
Godbert's literally employing refugees and being paid in Chuck E. Cheese coins, so him saying it whole ass makes no sense. Well, true.
Igeld, are you perchance acquainted with any successful merchants? If my attempt at philanthropy is obliged to reap a profit, it would seem wise to consult someone with a knack for business.
Bunny bunny banunny banunny banoy.
Ordinarily, I would not trust any agent of the East Aldenard Trading Company, but if you hold this hand-penis fellow in high esteem, I am content to be led by you. I'm sorry, wait, his name is what? I just kind of said that without thinking. But what did you... Is that actually his name? It's Hancock. Oh, okay. Okay, you were playing a joke on me. I see how it is. Okay. Let's all get a good laugh on old Nanamo Ulnamo. Why not? Sure. I don't, just because I just got over talking about how naive I am, doesn't mean we all need to, oh, someone wrote gullible on the ceiling, Nanamo. Oh, look, Nanamo. So it's up there, you just gotta take a look. Absolutely absurd. I can't believe you've done this. You may repay my faith by journeying to distant Kugane and speaking with him on my behalf. Eager though I am to visit those shores, I have not the leisure for a lengthy sea voyage. Now, assuming you will travel as adventurers are wont to do, I shall await a report by the Aetherite in Uldar. A fair journey to you, Igeld, and a swift one, if you please.
Also, I was going to talk about my favorite paladin NPC, but also he can moonlight as a dragoon, so he doesn't count. Also, he's trapped in Endwalker. Dibbidi-bow. Dibbidi-bow. She's right. I am going to travel by Aetherite. Can you imagine if I was one of those people that was just like, yeah, canonically my character can't manipulate ether, so I have to I have to use I have to use ocean routes in order to get over to Kugane, and fucking Nanamo is just standing there at the fucking etherite for months, but definitely less than a year. Okay. No. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Ruby Bazaar. Listen. Hello. Greetings, Iron Man. We've entered Ruby Bazaar office. Yes. My guy took the third return to the Waking Sands to attune properly to Aetherites. Sup, fucker? Aye, Gales. To what do I owe the pleasure? Are you here on business? Now, bunny, banunny, banoy. I beg your pardon. Her Grace the Sultana would have my opinion on how best to invest the wealth of Uldar. My dear Aigeld, I have you to thank for this recognition, I'm sure, and I am flattered that you came to me, truly flattered. But why settle for a lowly apprentice when you could have the master? Upon matters of profit, there is no living soul better qualified to advise Her Grace than Chairman Lolorito, a man whose morning exertions are said to fill his garderobe with gold. His morning what? I should be happy to arrange a meeting for you, say at the Scion's former headquarters in Thanalan. The Waking Sands would seem a suitably neutral venue for negotiations, don't you think? Fare you well, Aigeld, and may your dealings prove fruitful. Thanks, hand penis. Alright. His exertions. Wait a minute. Is that who I think it is? It's Dosage Blackrock! He's back! I haven't seen him in weeks, although I haven't really come back to Ul'dah a whole lot. But every time I've been here, he hasn't been here, and he's got a new dance! I'm so happy for him. I missed you, Nosage. He's working in the Endwalker Society mines. Evidently.
Welcome back, Aigeld. Did your merchant friend have any useful advice to share?
Bunny, banunny, banoy, Lolorito.
What, Lolorito? And you agreed to this? I am well aware of his standing in the field of business, and I had hoped to keep the monetarist at arm's length, and him in particular. Nay, I cannot live in fear of the man. I must learn how to treat with him if I am to rule Ul'dah effectively. Very well. I will meet with Lolorito. Let us go on ahead to the Waking Sands and prepare for his coming.
Prepare for his what?
Don't do that. Don't fucking do that to me. I swear to God. So this is where the Scions first congregated. I've heard many tales, but never had an occasion to visit.
Doing ninjas, Stormblood quest, and this imposing hero NPC has the babyface model, preparing for his morning exertions.
To work, then. The hour of the meeting draws near, and I would gather my thoughts. Pray, see to it that we have the appointed room to ourselves.
Yeah, alright. I mean, everybody who normally would have hung out here is either moved out or dead, so, you know. No biggie. Sup, fucker.
Summons from the Scions. This must be important business indeed. Though, if it concerns anything so underhand as an assassination, I fear I can be of little help.
Don't tempt me. love her showing up with the same mask.
You have made your point. 'Tis indeed unsettling to find oneself seated across from an impassive mask. There, would this better please your grace? Or should I address you as Lady Lilira?
Okay. He's got kind of pretty eyes. I'm gonna give him that. He got that smoky eyeshadow thing going on.
Nay, the deception has served its purpose. I am glad to see you found amusement in my little jest, Lord Lolorito, but shall we proceed to the business at hand?
By all means. I must say, I am most eager to hear your proposal.
Simply put, I would aid the refugees camped in Thanalan in their efforts to return to Alamigo. The reparations you paid in the wake of your earlier misdemeanors will be used to fund the endeavor, together with the fortune seized from the late Teleji Adeleji's estate.
Because fuck that guy.
But this plan is not intended to benefit the displaced alone. I would make of this an investment which shall enrich Uldar and Alamigo both.
What is it with Dune's folk? There's like a film that grows over them to protect them from sand or something. Isn't that what it is? Then that's why they look like that? It's something weird like that. You're exactly right. Yeah, okay. That's what I figured.
And who better to consult on matters of profit than the wealthiest man in all of Thanalan? I beseech you then, Lord Lolorito, share with us your mercantile wisdom.
Ah, 'twould seem your grace has matured beyond acts of earnest yet misplaced charity. Pray tell me more.
Just every single sentence out of his mouth, Aigil's sitting there just like, oh, I hate this guy.
Blah 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 blah.
To summarize, in return for facilitating the repatriation of refugees and assisting in the establishment of new industry in Alamigo, you ask that a proportion of all subsequent profits be promised to Uldar. Ha! I am impressed, Your Grace. 'Tis an elegant solution, albeit one lacking certain crucial details, specifically which industry and where.
How swiftly you identified the weakness in my plan, just as I knew you would.
You've activated my trap card.
Your travels have taken you across the length and breadth of Gir Abania, and you know the land far better than I. Which of the settlements you visited would best provide a home for our refugees? Which has the greatest potential to flourish, given the appropriate investment?
I don't fucking know. Think. The Saltery.
Ah, yes, that desolate little village on the shore of Loch Seld.
Oh, you know it.
I know the Saltery and its products well. The Imperial invasion brought an end to their more widespread distribution, much to the dismay of many a wealthy gourmand, myself included. Salt has ever been a transformative ingredient, and in this instance, I dare say, it could transform a modicum of effort into a mountain of gill.
The local citizens will need to be consulted, of course, but I trust the East Aldenard Trading Company can be relied upon to provide its assistance in negotiating a mutually beneficial arrangement.
Naturally, Your Grace. I shall dispatch representatives well versed in the extraction of this white gold, and wring every last ounce of profit from its production. The Loch's bounty will contribute to Alamigo's enrichment, whilst easing the burden on the bull's aching shoulders, just as your grace desired.
A deal is struck then.
Nanamo, I'm going to be entirely real. I didn't understand a word of any of that, but I don't think I liked it.
I fear it will be many years before I feel comfortable taking part in such negotiations. But I shall not complain. We have piqued Lord Lorito's interest and secured his invaluable expertise. Thank you, Aigeld. I could not have done it without you. By the way, yes, I said that wrong on purpose. You don't... I know I've been having an issue. You don't need to... Don't give me that look. Our course is decided. I shall return to the palace and have my ministers begin work on implementing the particulars of the plan. If I could prevail upon you one more time, Aigeld, I would ask that you convey the details of our negotiations to Commander Hext on your return to Alamigo.
Okay.
My thanks again. Together we have laid the groundwork for an endeavor which promises to benefit the peoples of Alamigo and Uldar both. Dibbidabow. Dibbidabow. You need not accompany back to the palace. I will have Papashan arrange an escort. That is, if he hasn't already organized a search party. I've been absent for rather longer than intended.
I'm sure it's fine. Ugh, slap Swiss! I knew you'd prove the accusations wrong, so I just hunkered down until the storm had passed. No sense of wasted energy on battles you got no need of fighting. You're one of the ones that I don't know quite as much about, but I hope you're having a good time, slap Swiss. Hold on. Is anybody else? Oh! We got people in here. Oriange's in here. Wigstan! I could probably just fucking teleport. Whatever. Why are they still here? Well, you know. Ma'am? Command unavailable in New Game Plus mode. Who are you? Maybe it's a side quest? I don't know. Did we forget to tell them? Sup, fuckers? Welcome back, Aigeld. How was your audience with the Sultana? Oh, you know. In your absence, I have kept myself busy cataloging the riches of the Mad King's trove and calculating its worth and gil. I have some way to go, but the figure is already quite staggering. Oh, greetings, Aigeld. I'm actually in the middle of reporting to the commander here, so... That's cool. I have more important things to say, so shut up for a second. Hey, girl, hey.
Aigeld, you're back! What an animo... Oh, sorry, are you allowed to talk about your audience with the Sultana?
Bunny, bunny, banunny, banunny, banoy, bunny, bunny.
So, Raubard says he's going to return to Uldar, but she isn't sure he wants to. Tell us something we don't know. But I'm pleased to hear she's committed to helping our refugees come home. And this plan to revitalize the Saltery does make a lot of sense. Quite how you convinced her to seek Lodorito's help is another question. After all that has happened, he is the very last person I would expect her to turn to it for advice. But on a more practical note, Lise, assuming the interim government elects to accept Uldar's proposal, I have one caveat I should like you to include in the bargain. Alamigo must be permitted to cover a portion of the investment. We have a fortune at our disposal, after all, and allowing Uldar to provide the entirety of the capital will afford Lolorito too much control. Honestly, Alphino, it's like Kukane never happened. What exactly does a ruthless profiteer have to do to earn your trust? But yes, you do make a good point. First things first, though, we need to discuss this proposal with the Saltery's residents. Whisker, how do you fancy explaining the Sultana's plan to your grandfather? I'd like to hear what Watt thinks of the idea before agreeing to anything. Right away, Commander. Would you mind coming along, Igeld? I might need you to fill in the details. Then I shall come as well. Should Watt wish to discuss figures, my knowledge of the nation's finances may prove useful. Uh-huh. I love when Lisa's clever enough to be snarky about shit. Lisa's great. What's wrong, Alphino? Don't you trust capitalism? Speak with what? I gotta, like, go over there. Alright. Oh, hold up, Hazel. Hold on, we're back in Alamigo. We can... Hold on. Yeah. Just slap this on. Yeah, slap that on. Alright. Whee! Speak with what? Yeah, exactly. You know, he's on second. Boy, howdy, is it ever raining. God, these areas are so fucking big. Could have planned the fucking Aetherites maybe a little bit smarter. Sup, fuckers? Let's go and see Granddad. He's going to want to hear this. Ideally, one would want Alamigo's stake to match Uldar's gill for gill, in combination with a cast iron contract that should serve to prevent Lolorito from making off with all the profits. What manner of mischief brings you young'uns so white this time? I don't remember what voice I gave this guy. They want to rebuild the Saltery, Granddad. Igel, tell him about the deal. Oh, bunny, but nunny, banoy, bunny. Well, bugger me. We've never had the coin or the hands to put the place back up to how it was, but it sounds like that's about to change. There's just one small wrinkle in your plan. Doesn't account for all the nasties queuing up to eat anyone who goes near the shore. The king used to send soldiers to call the buggers, but the Imperials weren't about to help us. Excuse me. Don't worry, Granddad. We'll take care of all that. Commander Hex has been talking about starting up regular patrols, and I'm sure she'd assign me to the lock if I asked. I appreciate that, Whisker, my lad. Truly I would. So does this mean you've gotten better with that blade of yours? Why am I a prospector? What the fuck am I doing? Alright. I've been training, mostly to kill Imperials. Igel's eyes lighting up. Ooh, is there a primal? Is there a primal? There's a primal. Oh, it's just some crabs. You got some experience hunting monsters, don't you, Igeld? Think you could cast an eye over a few of the local beasties and teach me how to deal with them? I mean, I guess, sort of. I'm using magic currently, so yeah. I mean, yeah. Everything returns to Crab. Let's not waste any more time then. I'll see you by the lock. Alright. Whilst you are busy attending to the local fauna, I shall have Master Watt explain to me exactly what is required to restore the Saltery to its former glory. Good hunting. It does my heart good to see youngsters like my grandson giving their all to rebuild the country. Feels like anything's possible. Needless to say, I shall impress upon our friend here the singular importance of securing a fair contract with his Uldan benefactors. I'm sure you will. What if there was a primal that was Crab? Right then, I got a spyglass here you can use to take a closer look at these pests. Once you got their measure, you can tell me what to do, and we'll see how well I get on. Search your surroundings for yabbies. You may move the camera as well as zoom in and out. Target a yabby and inspect it with R2 or X. Is emerald weapon count? Oh, that's a good question. Is that a yabby? What the fuck is that? Discover the yabby's weak point.
The jaw. Is that the only thing I can target? The jaw. Time to Steve Irwin the yabbies. Ultimate weapon could count. The yabby's entire body is protected by a hard carapace, but the underside of the head looks soft and vulnerable and emotional. Listen to its needs. Ah, looks like you found a yabby. They say hitting their shells like smacking a rock. Any suggestions? Aim for the soft underside. Just hit it as hard as you can. How soft, how emotional, how demure. Sorry, I'm just checking something. Apparently, an artist I follow is getting has someone imitating them on Telegram, which is fucked up. Vulnerable under the head, are they? Right then. Wish me luck, and best of luck to you. Yeah, get his ass. Whiskar died on the way back to his home planet. I kid. He's fine. Thanks, Zargeld. I did just as you told me and the Wave Kid went down like a sack of popotos. Let's find something else. Na 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 na. Whisker! Well, I think I can handle the Yebbies now, so why don't we try something different? What else is out there? What accent do I have? Search your surroundings for phobads. Feebads? Phobad? Phobad. Phobad. Excuse me. You may move the camera as well as zoom in and out. Target a phobad. Feebad. Phobad. 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 What the fuck am I doing? I'm tired. I haven't been sleeping well. I would just, honestly, I would just down this energy drink to, like, give myself a fucking kick in the pants here, but, like, also, I know that's gonna fuck me up something fierce. Let's find a Foobad. Oh. There it is. Look at that face. The eye. The Feebad's hands are large and powerful. Large, powerful hands. Very gentle, though. But destroying its crystallized core should render the salt golem inanimate. You sense power pulsating from behind its brow. Ugh, I feel bad. How do I defeat one of those? Just hit it really, really hard. As hard as you can. Destroy the core within its brow. You saw its head, eh? I'll try to stab it right between the eyes, then. Yeah, get his ass. Watch out for his large, powerful hands. I love how fucking just, like, deflated and sad it looks. Oh, that's hilarious. I love video games. Ugh. Ugh. It's not easy fighting with the Liberator of Alamigo, watching your every move. But I got the job done. Flat Sand Thursday. Thanks for the advice, Argale. I feel a lot better prepared for my patrols now. Any road, we should head back to the Salt Tree before Granddad starts to worry I've been snipped into pieces and fed to a Yabby's hatchlings. And there he goes. What? Sup, fuckers? Let's hurry up and tell Granddad how the hunt went. It'll set his mind at ease. The Unt. For the merchants of Uldar, well-constructed contractors, both sword and shield, and what must understand this if we are to meet them on an even field. Speaking of battles, does Whiskar seem equal to the task of thinning the Lock's monster population? He certainly seemed eager enough. That was a lot of text, Alphino. I need you to relax for a second. I see you've returned in one piece. Dealt with those beasties then, did you? Boy, fought them myself. After a bit of instruction from Mygale here. Like, once I shared what I've learned with the others, we should have no trouble keeping the shoreline clear. Good lad. Fine young man you've become, Whiskar. Fine young man indeed. Too often of late I hear tales of folk over in the city drunk on victory and hungry for revenge. Their heads stuck firmly in the past. We need to set our sights on the future, and things which will improve our lot. What the fuck voice am I doing? Things like getting the Saltery ready to welcome our long-lost countrymen. I hate to fucking... Alvino! Alvino seems satisfied that he and Watt are of one mind. It seems Whiskar has the Saltery's security well in hand. I, meanwhile, have discussed the next steps with Master Watt, and completed my inspection of the site. With a little work, the vacant buildings here can be made into very presentable dwellings. Uh-huh. Message from General Alden! Huh? Apologies for the interruption, miss, but the General would speak with you at your earliest convenience. Huh? Do not feel obliged to wait around on my account. I will remain here to hammer out the finer details with Watt and act as an intermediary with our business partners in Uldar. You should go. General Alden asks that you wait for him by the main gate in the Alamiga Quarter. My apologies again, miss. Fare you well! Bye. Keep it about. A blissful arrival, eh? I appreciate all three voices you gave Watt. I'm glad you liked them. The Ruiner. Okay, I'm done. Yeah, what's up? Want a throat drop? Nah, I'm good. Don't worry. Excuse me. Hey, let me in. I could just fly over, but I want this guy in particular to open the door for me. Because funny.
Destination?
Bro, we are waiting. Oh, this looks like a voiced cutscene. Just at a glance.
Pretty stars.
She would. She would stare at the stars.
Apologies for the wait.
You're unforgiven. I mean, sorry.
People are screaming
Continue.
for the butcher's blood again. No sooner have we broken up one mob than another forms. Thankfully, all have been amenable to reason, thus far. But it is no concern of yours.
I mean, I'm a little concerned.
We must speak of the men Arenvald and his comrades apprehended in the peaks.
What?
By their uniforms, the captives were first judged to be Imperial troops. But after further investigation, their true identities came to light. I dare say you remember Yuyuhasi and Laurentius,
Those
the fugitives who conspired with Captain Ilberd in the
motherfuckers!
Crystal Brave's betrayal. Aye, well, it would seem they followed him all the way to the wall. It was they who orchestrated the slaughter of the resistance fighters prior to the Griffin's infernal ritual.
Pippin belongs in
Were
the
it
club.
in your hands, how would you punish these men?
Death. Oh, come on. I fucking hate you, Yahase, so much. Lives would be forfeit.
Hear, hear. There is no more fitting sentence for the perpetrators of such a massacre, and that is but one of their crimes. In any event, I thank you for your honesty. When the time comes for the Alliance to pass judgment, I'll see that your opinion is heard.
Thank you.
Well, that concludes our business here. But there is more I would say. Walk with me.
The way he just kind of just like casually says that, as if I didn't just tell him, you should definitely kill those guys. Good job sentencing men to death penalty adventure. Listen, fuck you, Yuhase. That dude sucks.
I bear a share of the blame for Ilberd's atrocities. Had I openly supported the cause of Alamegan liberation, he might not have felt driven to do what he did. Things could have been different, and I'm sorry they aren't.
But Gage, if you kill them, you're just as bad as they are. Objectively, no, I'm not.
But even after all that has happened, my homeland is free. With the Scions and the Alliance at their side, my countrymen have reclaimed what many thought lost forever. Under her new leadership, I have every confidence that Alamigo will emerge from the shadow of the Empire and rise once more to greatness.
Shadow of the Empire, you say? Isn't that a Star Wars thing?
Which means my work here is done. Soon I will return to Uldar and take my place at the Sultana's side.
Oh, here we go. With this again.
I'll not deny there's a part of me that wants to stay.
Then stay.
The same part that contemplated renouncing my rank and joining you as a wandering sellsword.
Hey now, I was never a sellsword.
But I pledged my blade to Nanamo, and I will not betray that oath.
Is this truly what you want, Father?
It is. Ever has my sword been hers to command, and ever shall it remain.
Well, here's the thing. You gave Pippin one of your
Thank you
swords.
for lending an ear. When all the rest are clamoring for me to stay, I trust you'll send me on my way.
Arenvald, you are merged with my bird. Bird, merge. The bird is the fucking, what am I saying? I was just on my way to the Sultry. Lucky I saw you.
Arenvald seems flustered. Something is amiss.
Look, that took longer than I intended, but at least you know where I stand. Now that's settled. Arenvald, what news? We may have a problem, sir. A group of Ananta has arrived at the main gates. I don't mean the Vera. These are Kalyana, the ones that summoned the Primal. They're insisting that they be allowed to attend the council. Lisa's trying to reason with them, but she may need help. An invitation was extended to all of the native beast tribes. We assumed the Kalyana would have refused it out of hand. We had best go and see for ourselves. Pippin, take command of our forces and be ready for battle.
Okay.
Oigeld? Oigeld, you've dealt with these Kalyana before. I'd have you at my side.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, hold up. Where are they? Hold up. Where are they? Oh. That gate. Okay. 1 second.
And away we go.
Snadies. Snake ladies.
Igelt, Rauban, gods, it's good to see you. The Slayer has come. We have not forgotten how you sinned against the Lady of Bliss, but we did not come here to shed blood. You claim to seek harmony with all who call Giraban your home. If this is truly your wish, you will welcome us as envoys of the Ananta. It is our wish, and you are welcome, but we cannot condone the summoning of primals. If you want to enter the palace, I must ask that you first surrender any crystal jewelry. You have my word that it will be returned to you when the meeting is over. We will do as you ask, but you will not have our weapons. We are not so foolish as to place ourselves entirely at the mercy of our tormentors.
I reckon that's the closest we're going to get to compromise, and we will have people standing guard. Aye, let them keep their swords.
Then we have an agreement. Lead the way to your meeting chamber. Okay.
I'm sure this will go well. Hello, G-Man. I can't see any situation where something could go wrong here. Why do I have the feeling we've welcomed a Viper into our midst? Rauban. Come on, man. Isn't that a little tasteless? That's slur. Don't say that! Turning the Kalyana away now would have made a mockery of Lisa's promise to give everyone a say. She couldn't not let them in. Return of the Bull. Rauban seems unconvinced by the Kalyana's sincerity. This Kalyana elder's intentions seem at odds with what we know of her tribe. What do you think, Igeld? Mayhap even the enthralled can learn to compromise. You believe an understanding can be reached? It's not entirely unheard of, I suppose. Those who followed the Saint Shiva eventually sought reconciliation with Ishkard. But The ones who followed Saint Shiva may not have been enthralled. Okay, to be fair, nobody knows how this shit works at this point in the story, so understandable. Also, to be fair, there were people that didn't understand how that worked all the way up to Endwalker. Whatever the truth, I would take no chances. The guard must be strengthened. Ideally with people who know a thing or two about primals. Can we rely on the scions? Uh-huh. I'll round up our comrades and send them to the Alamegan Quarter. You can go on ahead if you like, Igeld. My thanks. I will see you in the palace. Okay, bye. Dibbidi-bow. Oh, I gotta go all the way back over to the Alamegan Court? Okay. Okay, we're just going. We're just going. It's fine. Oh, shit. We're just going. Ugh. I tried a noodle place nearby that Natalie recommended. I haven't tried their noodles because I haven't had like buy a bowl of noodles money recently, but I did try their pork buns. They were very good. Coming up on the best leads cutscene in the game. I'm excited. Ishtola! Good to see you up and walking around. Ah, Geld, I've brought reinforcements. Arenvald told me of the arrival of our unexpected guests, and I agreed that it would be prudent to call upon Ishtola and Thancred as well. One can never be too careful when dealing with the enthralled. I am not familiar with the Kalyana tribe myself, but Alice's report suggested that they shunned contact with other races. Despised it, in fact. Even compared to other Ananta. I was preparing myself for another surprise Mr. Beast story every time you mentioned trying a new restaurant. Oh god. Wouldn't that be a nightmare? No, I just wanted I tried their pan-seared pork buns and they were really good. And I've been thinking about them ever since. Maybe I'll get more. I don't know. I do new Mr. Beast noodles, try the new Beast buns. I do need to make sure that my car is working tonight because I need to go out and get more cat food tomorrow. I've been having an issue with my car where there's a dashboard light that won't go off even after I've turned the car itself off, and as a result it's draining my battery, which is frustrating. So far I've only needed to jumpstart the thing once, but I do need to take it to a dealership at some point. Indeed, this apparent reversal in attitude is most curious. No one expected a response to our invitation, much less an envoy, and I imagine Lys was forced to make some rather hasty arrangements in order to accommodate them. Speaking of which, how should we deploy ourselves? If the meeting is to be held in the throne room, 'twould seem wise to have eyes both inside and outside the palace. Ishtola and I can stand guard without. That leaves the three of you to keep watch over proceedings in the throne room itself. Okay. Understood. We should join General Aldine inside then. Igale, do you know of the rear entrance to the palace? It's on the eastern edge of the city, at the top of the stairs. Stairs. The guard there should have been instructed to let us pass. There goes everybody walking off in unison. That always looks really funny. Like, fuck making it look natural. Just everybody takes steps. Everybody out here taking steps. Leave external security to us, Igeld. I scouted around the palace quite extensively while I was searching for Kryl, so I know the lay of the land. As fortune would have it, I was visiting Ralga's Reach to look in on Alice. She sends her regards. Oh right, Shtola's been up and walking around for a bit now, huh? If we could somehow come to an understanding with the Kalyana, it would represent a great step towards resolving the primal dilemma in Alamigo. I only hope they are sincere in their intentions. Sure. The rear entrance to the palace is just up these steps. The guard should wave us through. Sup, fucker? You're with the Scion's mess? General Alden left orders that you were to be escorted inside. If you'll follow me... You'll follow me... Voiced cutscene. Right? Yes? No? Maybe? Please? Begging you? Pleading? Crying?
Thank you all for coming.
There we go.
I am Lise Hext, and I speak for the Resistance. Among you are village elders, refugee leaders, envoys from the Ananta and the Kikern. You've come from every corner of Girabania to help decide the future of Alamigo. But before that, I want to ask you a question.
My favorite part of this is the literal cannibal Kikirn here. Listen, I'm not here to judge the way that other people live their lives.
What was the first thing you noticed when you came in? For me, it was that empty throne. It has no one to sit on it now. No viceroy, no king. Would any of you like to take their place?
I yell in the
Should
back.
someone else?
I would.
Then let's sit here in a circle, as equals, and I hope, as friends.
All right, circle time. Everybody sit crisscross applesauce. There's like 2 people sitting crisscross applesauce. This is clown shoes. It's like none of you are even taking this seriously.
Expertly done. Lise has removed monarchy as a choice early in the game and positioned them to consider a joint government. All things considered, I would say events have got off to a fine start.
And that is Alagana's stance on the matter.
Thank you, Ragenford. Another vote in favor. Next, let's hear from Shanti of the Kaliana. Tell us, how do your people feel about the idea of a republic?
This will go well.
The Ananta wish only that those who dwell within Girabania devote themselves to our faith.
Not what the question was, but okay. We'll let's follow that.
You shall all worship Sri Lakshmi!
Okay, no need to raise your voice. Kind of cringe.
Lady of bliss, grace us once more with your beauteous visage!
Ah. Uh-oh.
This can't be happening. No crystals were allowed through the door.
How did they sneak all those crystals in? They explain that. So I want to... Okay. So I've discussed this before. That one of the things that I came up with for Aigild's lore is that she can hear the background music. Specifically, the way that I facilitate that is that Aigild has kind of this, like, fantasy synesthesia, where she can sense ambient ether, but it's translated in her brain as music, which just happens to coincide with the background music of the game. During like battles and fights and in areas of primal summonings, the ether is particularly fraught and disturbed, and generally that translates to like battle themes. This sometimes makes for like very odd moments where Eigeld is hearing something that nobody else can. Such as, for example, Eigeld fought Sri Lakshmi. Loved the music that played as she fought Sri Lakshmi. Here we are in the middle of the throne room. The Queen of the Kalyana has summoned Sri Lakshmi once more. Everyone is terrified, and Eigeld is just ecstatic. And everyone just turns to her, and she's just like, right, this is a bad thing. We should probably step in. We should probably do something about this.
We can worry about the how of it later. We need to evacuate these people right now, or the Primal will make thralls of them all.
It's not always a comedic thing. There is like a more dramatic moment later. Thankfully, Sri Lakshmi likes to use distinct orbs to enthrall people. And the range isn't great. Love a good R involved. Top 5 R involved moments. Is it perhaps with the next trial? No. It is something that happens in Stormblood.
The guards were already turned.
That's how the crystals got in.
Fools!
No, you don't!
The Kalyana would see us all enthralled.
Then they're going to be sorely disappointed. We have the Warrior of Light and Arenvold to shield us.
Aye, but they can't well defend your guests and attack the Primal, can they? We're stuck on the back foot.
Would Arenvold technically be a Warrior of Light?
All right, I think I have an idea. Keep these people safe, General. I'll be back as soon as I can.
We love good Lys moments. I think he's just got the echo. Kral's not a Warrior of Light.
Yeah, whatever she's about, you best make it quick.
So, but what determines a Warrior of Light? I feel like I've had this conversation before.
Come then. Who will be next to die on my steel?
The Warrior of Light is Echo with a lot of extra steps and no one else wants to do it. Like, is it just somebody with the Echo that found one of those funny crystals? Like, is that what it is? Kral's will count after 2 more expansions. Because it's just like, is it somebody who has the Blessing of Light? Because, like, the Blessing of Light is just what keeps you from being, like, enthralled. It stops corruption of your ether, but everyone who has the Echo has that. It's like, realistically speaking, doesn't have a Jolly Rancher, yeah. Okay. How do we fight her without leaving our allies wide open? We can't stay on the back foot forever. No, damn it. I think this, like that, we've already lost. I have the Warrior of Light at my side. We can do this. Isn't that right, Eigeld? Use the duty action Deflect to dissipate the ether spheres Lakshmi releases during the battle. Be warned that allowing an ally to be enthralled by an ether sphere will result in failure. Nah, I'm just gonna go. You guys have fun. Leave the underlings to me. You have a primal to fight. Head outside to prepare. Yeah, you know, I'm just, you know, don't mind me. Don't mind me. I'll see you guys a little bit later, okay? Bye. Wait, is the whole dungeon of it? Hold on just a fucking second. No, it's not. Okay. They put a hard limit. I looked at the map for a second. I'm just like, wait a fucking moment. Holy shit. Okay. Okay. Yeah, no, Ironval, let's get in there. So, like, Igale hears this music starting up, and she just gets so fucking excited. She's just like, God, finally! Some good fucking music. Everyone's just like, Igale, what the fuck are you talking about? Because, of course, they can't fucking hear it. She's just like, it's nothing. Don't worry about it. Armbo, can you go get that one? Thank you. Yeah, he got that one. Ugh. Ugh. Oh, for goodness sake. Ugh. The orbs.
I shall free you from your hate.
Woo! Close one. Ah, fuck. Alright. Oh, shit. Damn, your balls are so heavy. This is less than ideal.
Damn it all! It's only a matter of time before we miss one.
Honestly, we were on the verge of missing one in that last onslaught. Girl, don't. Fordola!
What of it? Do you want to kill this thing or not?
Congratulations, you're finally a good character. No, I'm kidding. I love the solo dude so much. It's good, is the thing. Where are they going over there for? Okay, I guess I'll go over here. Ow. Fordola, you gotta get over like a little bit quicker. Do you have like a gap closer, perhaps? Oh. Born from blood of our fallen brother. Oh. Everybody back off. Ugh, I'm trapped. Hold on, I can't. There we go. Oh god, I'm gonna get hit. No, I'm not. Well, I still kind of fucked that up. It's fine. Need more than 3 to best a primal. I mean, not necessarily. If I go in unsync, oh well, you know. Ah! Active time maneuver. Ready. Let me out. Yeah. Okay. Hold up. I got this. Yeah. Bordola, get it together. Thank you. Good lord.
Do not your souls weigh heavy?
Not really, no.
Whee! Born from blood of our fallen brothers. Na 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 na. I don't know the words. La 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 la.
Oh shit. I'm gonna stay right here. I am not moving from this spot. Whoa. Ow. In retrospect, perhaps I should have moved from that spot a little bit quicker. Who is Grace? Who is Grace and why is she using her hand? This boss doesn't make any sense. For the love of God, someone use LB3. Girl, I am working on it.
Here it comes.
Lise, why is that taking so long? Thank you. It's Surprise for Adola time. Love the solo do so much. Me hooting and hollering. Also the tag team no one saw coming's first moment of teaming up. Ninja to level 70. Guess which class is next on the 60 to 70 step? I got everything to at least 81. I don't want to level Black Mage. Is it Black Mage? Paladin. Good news. You're past the absolute dog-ass part of the story. BLM is later. I just has playing Black Mage. La Shankla. It's okay. At least got it. Now we're caught up on chat.
We did it! We beat her!
We sure did. Good job, everybody. Thanks for Doa. Ooh, ouch, me echo.
What is this?
A sword.
I'm only gonna say this once. The Ananta just summoned their primal in the throne room. My friends are fighting her, but they need help. They need someone with the Echo, and by the gods, I wish I had it, but I don't.
Raggy, what are you doing?
I told you before that you still had time, but things have changed. I need your answer now. You can end it like Xenos, or you can fight for Alamigo. Your choice.
Okay, I know everything that happened. I'm up to speed. Huh? What? Why is everybody staring at me?
Seven hells. It's her. The Butcher.
Maggie, what are you doing? He's just running all over the place. Yeah, Fordola, remember all that terrible shit you did? I'm kidding. I know you haven't forgotten. I know you're constantly reliving it.
It's done. Take me back to my cell.
You are not forgiven. Not you. You I will never forgive. But I will thank you. For standing against a primal and saving us from servitude. You have my thanks.
Oh, there's a lot of NPCs here. Okay. Arenvald.
That was unlike any battle I've ever seen. I'm not entirely sure how I survived it, to be honest.
Magic. Clearly. Duh. We encountered our fair share of enthralled outside the palace. Enough to delay us from lending you a timely hand, I'm afraid.
One wrong step and I would have lost my will to that fiend for the rest of my days. 'Tis a sobering thought.
Well, not necessarily. You know what? We won't talk about it right now.
Lise is currently living up to her own ideal. Not every commander would choose to enlist a former enemy's aid in battle. I think I shall make a habit of checking for primal influence before our meetings from now on. Well fought, Eigeld, Arenvold. That was a near thing.
Aye, our stand against the Kalyana would have been brief indeed had you not volunteered for guard duty. We'd be enthralled as surely as our sentries were. They must have planned this far in advance.
Security was my responsibility. I know how dangerous primals can be. Raggy is running all over the place for some reason, and I'm not sure why. I should have... It's my fault. My stupid mistake.
Nay, lass. We were all caught unawares. We will take this as a lesson and watch our own more carefully in the future.
Uh-huh.
You can be sure that the lackeys who smuggled the crystals into the throne room weren't the only thralls in our ranks. The soldier who first spoke up in favor of the Kalyana keeping their weapons springs to mind.
A primal servant is betrayed by his aura. If you mean to conduct an investigation, I can identify any others acting under Sri Lakshmi's influence. Raggy, you good? Thanks, Ishtola. We'd appreciate the help. Uh-huh. Speaking of help, I almost fell over when Fordola turned up. What was she even doing here? I asked her to come. Blah 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 blah. Well, that explains it then. It's sad, but Ragnfrid was right. The victims will never forgive her for what she's done. But I don't think Fordola picked up that sword looking for forgiveness. She wanted to fight for her country. If you say the world in which Fordola grew up is partly to blame for what she became, then as an Alamegan, I feel responsible for improving that world. We can't ignore what's happening right now. We have to show people a better way than vengeance, or we risk giving birth to a new generation of the Skulls. I know it's idealistic, but I want to help people to let go of their old grievances and make peace with each other. And I'll hold 1,000 meetings and talk till I'm blue in the face if that's what it takes. 'Tis a long and arduous path that you have chosen, but one well worth walking. Rest assured that I will do what I can to help you reach your destination. Thank you, Alphino. The first step will be to get our representatives back in the throne room. They're a little shaken, but not one of them seemed ready to run. We're all determined to finish what we started.
I will see that you're not interrupted. Eigeld, you and the Scions are to stand down. Get some rest, you've earned it.
Okay.
We're probably going to be looking at wrapping up here. Bit of a shorter stream tonight, but I got stuff I need to make sure that I take care of.
A fine spot to contemplate the heavens.
Also, I want to play more Ace Attorney Investigations. I should probably... I cannot stress that enough.
The meeting is over. The envoys have chosen to instate a government model on Ishgard's House of Commons, a ruling body of representatives elected by the people. It is a fair decision, and one which signals the end of my part in all this. But I would gaze upon Girabania's stars one last time before I leave.
He's so dramatic. She looks like a garlic bulb.
Forget something?
Different person, idiot.
Your Grace. There was no word.
Raubon Aldin, you are hereby dismissed as General of the Immortal Flames and relieved of your seat on the Syndicate.
You're fired.
But, Your Grace.
Raubon, I am no longer a child. Stay here in your homeland. Work with your brethren. Rebuild Alamigo.
You desire to stand alone. I understand, but remember what happened.
I remember full well the consequences of my naivety, and thus did I consult at length with a most trusted advisor ere I embarked upon this course.
That was me, by the way.
Trusted advisor? And what of me? Am I no longer deserving of your confidence?
What trust can there be between us when you withhold the truth from me? Did you think me oblivious to the anguish in your eyes when you spoke of returning to Uldar? For years and years, we have trusted one another. Yet now you refuse to confess your heart's desire?
I swore an oath to you that day on the sands. I pledged my sword.
And it has served me well. But in Pippin you have forged a new sword, as sharp and deadly as the blade you bequeathed him. I will show you a Sultana who can wield every weapon at her disposal, including Lolorito and his monetarist cronies. So follow your heart, please. You are home. You are free.
Nanamo.
Smile for me, Raubon. I would have this parting be a joyous one.
Thank you, Your Grace. It has been an honor to serve you and Uldar.
Tomorrow you will serve Alamigo and fight for the good of all Eorzea. Am I understood?
Yes, Your Grace.
This is like they're breaking up. They are, clearly. Don't worry, she's gonna marry your son.
Arnvold is of an age with Vordola. Wait, hold on. Arnvold is of an age with Vordola, both of them born Alamigan. One never wanted his Garlean blood, and the other tried to become Garlean, but could never be. Similar yet opposite, which would go some way to explaining the tension between them. I went to see Vordola in her cell again. She did turn the tide of the battle after all, and I thought it only right to thank her. She wouldn't listen, said she neither wanted nor needed my gratitude, and that I should go away. I don't know if I'll ever understand her.
Maybe someday. Anyways, can't wait to see what happens next in Alamigo. There will definitely be more things happening in Alamigo. There will be, is the thing. Like, you're joking, and I know why you're joking.
If you hadn't been there, the rest of us would be worshipping her by now.
But to be fair, there will be more stuff happening in Alamigo.
You're kind to include me, Lise, but we both know who did most of the work. I could scarce keep track of the battle, let alone land a telling blow.
What are you talking about? I was floundering.
No shame in admitting it. The Warrior of Light has put far better men than me in the shade.
In the shed?
Did I mention that I encountered the Sultana in the palace? It would seem Her Grace has come to Girabania to oversee the final stages of her relocation project.
Yes, that's definitely why she's here, Alphino. Not for any other
She was in search
reason.
of General Oldin, and I directed her to the rooftop garden. I do hope he was still there.
Alphino.
Are you in the habit of gossiping about the affairs of royalty, Master Leveilleur?
Fucking roasted.
Certainly not, Your Grace. I was merely informing my companions.
Caught red-handed.
Beatrice, Alphino,
Ratio. So
I
easy to
must
bully
yield the
Alphino.
floor to Rauban. He has an important announcement to make.
I'm pregnant.
As of yesternight, I have been relieved of my post in the Immortal Flames and the Syndicate both.
I shall be assuming my father's duties. And may I say that Tizona has never felt heavier upon my back.
Twould seem I am in need of employment. Mayhap one of my old acquaintances can introduce me to a mercenary company or some such.
Yeah, maybe. Best of luck to you, Raban.
You may be getting on in years, father, but you'd struggle to find a band of sellswords who wouldn't snap your hand off. Your remaining hand.
Ugh.
Yes, the bull of Alamigo need not be put out to pasture just yet.
The stifled giggle. She's having fun.
Your Grace has developed a wicked edge to her humor, and you, Pippin, would do well not to laugh when the future may hold the same for you.
I'm gonna lose my hands.
So, does this mean you're staying?
Aye, that seems to be the way of it. I would be glad to aid you in rebuilding our nation, if you'll have me.
If, he says. Welcome home, Rauban.
Handshake. Yay.
Well, that was unexpected. Though you seem distinctly unsurprised.
Who? Me? I don't know what you're talking about.
Either you are more astute than I give you credit for, or I'm losing my touch.
It's definitely
In any
the
event,
second.
one thing is certain. Alamigo will rejoice at the homecoming of her dearest son.
NPCs. Okay, hold on. It seems my road has come full circle. I appreciate the support you showed my earlier decision, overruled though it was.
I have asked enough of you, Argeld. My only words for you now are those of gratitude.
I must assume Father's responsibilities without delay, lest our rivals, both inside and outside Uldar, treat his dismissal as a window of opportunity. Rest assured, they will find Tizona's edge just as sharp in my hands.
Raban is the veteran of 100 battlefields. Lys couldn't ask for a more reliable ally to have at his side. Lys must be overjoyed to know that General Aldine is staying. I suppose I shouldn't call him General anymore. I think it's about time I headed back to Rhalga's Reach. What's next for all of you? Alice will be eager to hear of recent events, so I shall join you, if you've no objections. Uh-huh. I'd welcome the company. Gale, why don't you come along to the Reach as well, once you've said your farewells to Nanamo and the others? Upon completion of this quest, you'll be able to access the palace's rooftop gardens by speaking to the royal menagerie attendant. Okay, bye guys. Okay. Get out of here. You've a heart of gold, Igald. Could never have come this far without you. Oh, right. Custom deliveries. I forgot. I thought she would have, like, NPC stuff to say. Well, here we are again. Alphino has regaled me with a thrilling tale of hidden treasure troves, mid-meeting betrayals, unlikely alliances, and joyous homecomings. It would seem I missed everything. I was patrolling the palace grounds with Thancred and Ishtolo when we heard the report of a primal in the throne room. I honestly doubted my own ears. As others have said, we were lucky to have our echo-blessed companions nearby this time, but we'll need to keep a closer eye on the Kalyana. You could say that again. This whole episode has reminded me just how far apart our kinds still are. Looks like centuries of fear and mistrust really can't be washed away in a day. But someone has to make an effort at reconciliation if these conflicts are ever going to end. Hey, girl, don't worry about it. I already did all the Allied Society tribe, or all the Allied Society quests for the Ananta. You're good. Naturally, a lot of people are crying out for vengeance, but I've been doing my best to calm things down. Violent reprisals will only lead to more summonings. Indeed, violence will ever beget violence, as the Empire has learned to its cost in recent times. In any case, summoning Lakshmi was the Broodmother's doing, and whoever replaces her might not be so keen on the idea. We'll just have to watch and wait. Which isn't to say we won't be putting the safety of our allies and the Vera and M tribes first. I plan to have resistance scouts keep track of the Kalyana's movement at all times. My parents will be relieved to hear that. What are your plans for the rest of the Resistance's army out of interest? Are we to prepare for Imperial counterattacks? That would be a question for the Resistance's newest recruit, a military commander with far more experience than me. What, the Bull of Alamigo? We call it an army, but the Resistance is really a collection of smaller, independent groups. When Conrad passed his command on to me, that authority only extended to the freedom fighters based in Rhalga's Reach. He just happened to be serving as the Resistance spokesman at the time, and needed someone to take over the role while everything was in disarray. But that time has passed. When I speak with the other leaders about reforming the army under the new government, I'll be nominating Raban as the overall commander of our forces. He has more experience than the rest of us put together, and we stand to learn a lot from him. Indeed. He is in all respects the ideal choice. Assuming he accepts the post, Alamigo will have added a formidable weapon to its arsenal. And given the progress of Nanamo's resettlement initiative, I see great cause for hope. The seeds which we so carefully sowed have begun to quicken, my friends. I like that. We tend to our promises and watch as Alamigo blooms. Smile. Na, 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 na. Don't worry, Alice, you definitely don't have a worse adventure in the later patches. It definitely doesn't give some form of separation anxiety. Oh. Meanwhile... I do give thanks to the Kami that my makeshift raft withstood the fury of the seas. But there their generosity ended. Without coins in our pockets for new attire, we are doomed to look like so much jetsam. Oh, woe betide the poor man in a city of rich merchants. These dango are delicious. Will you have one? More sweetbreads. I surrendered my blade to secure what few coins we have. I want to try dango. I think I've had homemade dango before. It's all right. Tis like talking to a child. Why fate saddled me with this burden I shall never know. But I am alive, and I must return to my master's side. Oh, no, don't do that. Come, Tsuyu. We shall find a ship to carry us across the Ruby Sea. I have so many thoughts about where this story is going. Meanwhile, in the Imperial Palace. And I am excited to share with you as we go along. Have you read the reports? First Doma, then Alamigo, and Lord Xenos put to the sword. Do not believe everything you read. I heard the Viceroy was merely wounded, and that he has already returned to the capital. Naturally, the savages beat their chests and boast loudly of taking his head regardless. Nay, Lord Xenos lives? Deplorable that our own officers should be fooled by Eorzean misinformation. Fake news, as it were. Small wonder the provinces have begun rising up in rebellion. We must prepare an official and, above all, accurate announcement to quell these pernicious rumors. They would wage war with empty words. Let them produce the Viceroy's remains, then. We shall soon put the lie to their claims. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Hey, who's that? Just based on the coattails, looks like it's probably some kind of piece of shit. Hate that guy. So that's going to be it for today. I do want to thank everybody for coming by the stream. I hope you all had a good time. I know I did. If you enjoyed the stream, you can subscribe here on Twitch. We have special emotes for subscribers. You can also follow me on Twitter, Tumblr, at AcidXShark, that's AcidXSHARK, where I post all the streams as they happen. Or perhaps you could follow me on YouTube at AcidXShark, where I post all the streams after they happen. Art for the stream, chat blocker was done by Isaac, who you can find on Twitter at _Knucklebone, that's _KNUCKLE BONE. And my VTuber was done by Audrey and B of Team Capel. You can find on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Tumblr, Blue Sky, VGen, at Team Capel. That's TEAMCATPLE. You should commission Audrey and B. You should do that. Consider doing that. They do good art. Use the VGen. Don't email them. Don't stop. Don't do it. Do not. Upcoming streams. Not going to be streaming on Saturday. Today is Natalie's birthday. Little fun fact. If you haven't wished her a happy birthday, go do so. If you have wished her a happy birthday, do it again. We are going to be having a little bit of a little party on Saturday. So I will not be streaming then. So tomorrow we are going to be doing Silent Hill 4, The Room. And then next week, Wednesday, more Web of Word. Thursday, more Stormblood. It is going to be our last normal streaming week next week before Silent Hill 2 Remake comes out.
once that drops, I am going to be playing that every stream day until I have finished the game. I am honestly getting kind of excited. I hope it's good. Really, really hoping it's good. But yeah. Excuse me. Anything else? I don't think so. At any rate, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, and I'll see you next time on the Shark Stream. Same Shark time, same Shark channel. Take care, everybody.